You said great. All right. Match is underway. How'd you feel playing Saga's Chrom today? Curious. What's he got that's... Alright, so... Yeah, compared to like a Roy, it's just... Got the icon B. Mm-hmm. More like... Oh no, yes, there's supposed to be someone else here. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, all of that was not recorded. No, I'm so sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah, you're on the meter.
So I was saying about Chrom is that he has 0 good combos. He's got like a couple strings. He got really good kill confirms and like a worse recovery than probably Little Mac. Little Mac has more mix-ups. Chrom has just good air drift to get back. That was a good kill.
His speed is actually quite nice, like, or at least I find it hard to deal with. Or maybe it's just Saga I find hard to deal with. Thank you, by the way, Zach. Appreciate you. This side beef was really good, or it seems really good.
It's pretty SDI-able, and it's pretty much under your control, not the Chrom's.
Right.
And any sort of move like that is terrible.
Does enough though, and
there's some situations you can't SDI at all, but if you hit the outside of it, you just SDI out. What I'd like to see Momo do more is just put a hitbox out. You can up B.
Air drift. Oh yeah, the aerial drift is really, it seems good.
That's the best thing about him.
Which, like, okay, to be fair, I do think, I think characters with good movement in this game, I mean, it's just like all platform fighters, but I think especially in this game, good movement and good drifting, good air drift is a really good trait in a character, especially with wave dropping. All right, Momo takes game 1. Wrong box. Small bracket today. No Geo today. No Nate today. I just saw Nate's comment. The Chrom more like cringe. No Ande today. No Ratty today. I'm gonna bring food out for the 16th. Bring some fucking food just to try to lure people out here. Gonna make a big deal out of the next one. It's gonna be our last one for the year, and then we could do could do like a Secret Santa program. People can just no. It would be funny, but no.
So Saga in his last set played this sword fighter.
Oh no, no, he's doing it. He's fucking gonna do it. No.
So,
ah! Oh my god, he's gonna wreck it. I'm gonna send this shit to the fucking devs. For Fez? Zelda has a sword. Sorry, I'm like participating in a conversation.
So
it's off
that
stream.
move, I have no clue what it is.
What the little
The blade beam?
the little oh yeah.
It looks like it does no damage.
Easy to crouch cancel. You can use it. You can harass people with it, but it's if Saga brought the disc out though, it's gonna be that fucking thing.
That did like 8%.
So the thing is that disc, there's like little setups you can do with it. Momo is deflecting it really well though.
So if I remember, because I played against probably 2 times.
Yeah.
The disc, there's 3 ones he can do. He can do the far one, he can do the one that goes behind, like reverses to him. So he saved him again.
Saved him. Careful with those arrows.
The best one is the one that goes in on him, because I think it's a great combo tool. But maybe it's just me. I think every projectile in this game can't be good, except for Falco lasers.
So about the projectile discussion, parry does really change the equation on projectiles, because now it's like every projectile has an answer regardless
Every
of your
projectile has
character.
an answer. Generally, shield damage on projectile isn't high.
Yeah.
And the most important one is that if you can parry, that means you have to be able to approach or threaten, or your projectile is just not very good.
So I will say
There's exceptions.
so a lot of projectiles can be incredibly situational. Like if they ever decide to like let Duck Hunt be good, like Duck Hunt's can with some work could still be like incredibly strong. But like
Okay, so
you mentioned like Falco laser, even like Wolf laser.
So
they're still gonna be good.
lasers will be good because you can approach with them.
Yes. They
can is a weird one.
Do you know about how can works?
I do know how can works.
With knockback story and everything.
I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah. So the can will take the knockback of the last move that hit it. So it's a DI mix-up.
Oh.
Yeah, which is really
So you can
insane.
like mess with it.
Yes.
So how I know how can works in Ultimate is that if you're ever in a combo, it's frame 1.
Oh, it's frame like 5 or some shit. No, the
So
devs,
in
the
Ultimate, you would
yeah.
match that move, and you would get out of combos, and it'd be really weird to fight a zoner who you couldn't combo.
Yeah, that's
But this character is very different in this game. More like has a couple good hitboxes and some really weird setups.
What percent did that kill at? I wasn't looking.
Probably 90.
Okay.
Sword Fighter is working better than the Crom, but Momo hasn't had to do much different. Bear, can you ask to remove Sword Fighter next?
Yeah, this character seems kind of nuts.
I don't know. I've always hated the Miis because they're just so
think this character is banned in some regions. We'll have to I'll have to look into that. I think
Are all the Miis banned?
I don't know.
Or is it just this one?
I should have looked into it.
I've never heard of a character banned in HDR.
I think they were banned. I know Meta Knight was banned in like Tri-State for like a month because there was something busted with him. That's
like a bug or him being too strong?
He was too strong, and then he was reworked to have like. All I know is he was too strong, and then there was a rework. That's all I know.
This
was
rework
like 20...
made him way worse.
Yeah. By the way, I gotta look at this bracket. Are we? Yeah, doing everything we can. So. MSF is insane, and this is after the nerfs. Okay.
What is MSF?
All right. Deep lore time. Me sword fighter. All right. So I'm gonna. Can I tell the dev? No. Okay. So true story about the me sword fighter and this character. So apparently, like the devs decided They wanted to like go through the entire roster and just do one by one, and they wanted to work on every single character. And they started with the sword fighters. They started with me sword fighter, and like for like 5 months, this character got a ton of attention. And then they decided it was like a really bad way to like focus on character balance and reworks. This is like early days of HDR.
I have an opinion on this.
Yeah, well, apparently the character's just really juiced right now, and no one's gone around to like taking care of this, because this is probably like early 2022 or late 21 that this is the case. So funny story. What's your opinion?
I think that HDR devs should delete most of the cast until they reworked them entirely.
Yeah, please delete Sephiroth from the game. I don't want to play him anymore. Yes.
Then you're forced to play a different sword character that has a more realized kit.
A real, okay, there are HDR characters and there are ultimate characters right now.
There are a lot of ultimate characters that don't function in this game and are still played. Not because, I mean, just personally.
I think
so
like
Fox works great.
Yeah.
All the spacies are already functional. Most of the sword.
He's gonna do it.
I don't even think that arrow kills.
It doesn't.
That
Well,
kills.
okay.
The strong one? Apparently, fully charged arrow can kill. And the
look at that! This is harassment. Call HR. What the fuck? Call HR right now. Oh god, that, you know the meme of like, this is a normal interaction, and then like a guy like peeks over the corner and says something, and the lady's like hello, and then this is harassment, and the same lady's like screaming call HR.
And it's just a fat guy. It's like,
yeah, it's some
sad.
The meme format is like, this is okay, this isn't. I find it funny because I work full time and have had interactions where I'm like, oh no, call HR.
If the devs removed, I mean, you'd have to decide who you want to remove. I imagine it'd be not that difficult. You remove Steve, you remove Sephiroth, you remove Kazuya, but they seem to like Hero. They like a Hero, they like Sora. So if you put more work into those characters, you get a more high quality game.
It's a work in progress.
I think
they're
I think my
getting
opinion
through
is bad objectively though, because it. Yeah, no, objectively, this Sora it makes the character look way more normal. But like, if you wanted, what are one of the characters that have no tools?
No tools? I heard Simon's trash. I've never played him though.
Simon is very boring. If they removed them both and they just kept Richter,
this game is so soft.
The game is better with Chaos of 80. I think more Ultimate players like the 80 characters because they don't want their main to be removed. I don't care about people having their main. I want there to be 10 matchups and then to be the most interesting possible.
So like
just like a melee philosophy.
I want to get into Tekken, right? I've sunk maybe like 6 hours into Tekken 7 because 8's coming out, and like I'm like 100 to 200 hours away from like getting over like how to use Kazuya and stuff. But like I know that once you get over learning how to use your character and learning the common matchups, there's like 50 characters in that game, and that game is like every character's like 100 moves. There's a lot of nuance between all these characters. Like even the low tiers in 7, up to my knowledge, are really deep. So like when you have giant rosters, it is like exciting, but it does create this issue of like, now if you want to get into HDR or if you want to get into Ultimate, you have a lot to learn. You have your work cut out for you. Thankfully, like Ultimate is like a lot simpler, so This has been a slaughter, by the way. This is insane.
You're saying that's melee talk, but I'm not a melee player.
I don't know where I'm with it.
I'm not a melee player.
If any, no. Well, so it's less of like I have an opinion on this now, and more of like as a person who's tried out games with giant rosters. Like I'm gonna buy Tekken 8. I want to try it out, but like I know that like there is this big hurdle of having to learn matchups, and I don't know if it's a bad thing necessarily. It's just a thing. It's just like melee is kind of fucking boring because like. Look, I play that game and I see the same 5 characters and I'm like, okay, I know 13 are viable. I'm only seeing 5. What the? I hate my low tier, my fucking Silver League ass like Slippy experience because I don't get to see a lot of diversity in play. Oh. So it's kind of, you know, I
think it's my bias that I think
you want to see like the small roster.
I want to see if I go to a regional and there's 80-ish characters, the chance that I'll have matchup experience is close to none.
That's true.
I played Ultimate competitively, and it was the most miserable experience to never know the matchup you're playing against. Unless you studied it before, there's no way you'll know the matchup before. Which is very different from Melee, because in Melee, you study 5 matchups, there's almost 100% chance that if you go far in bracket, you'll
see everything.
You'll see everything, you'll know what you're doing, and it's mostly, it's not about knowledge, it's about, it's just more of a skill gap than...
You know what? Alright, I'm gonna back this up now. I'm gonna champion my man here, Momo. So, here's a guy who came into our scene, and he just started doing really well without a lot of knowledge. So even if you don't know a lot about HDR, if you have like great fundies, if you know how to play like Smash Brothers, that's gonna go so far in this game. I feel if you're playing a good character, because our good characters right now are like they have great tools. They have combos. Worry less about them. MU and
that's
more about
very character dependent. If you're playing Mega Man, you don't have to think that much about the opponent character.
Or you be like me and you play Sephiroth and you play everyone else's game and you just.
PM is definitely close. I don't know how. I assume in PM you can't expect certain matchups.
Yeah,
there's too many characters that too many people just too many different people play.
Z-Man's a TO. He's a legendary TO. He's like a shiny legendary like gold foil TO, whatever the fuck. He would know better than me. With my limited experience with fucking PM, going out to Combo Breaker and traveling, yeah, like you're just gonna show up and you're gonna be in bracket and be like, I've never played DDD before, and then you like walk out of that and like. You've changed a little bit. You've suffered a little bit. Like, that's just been my experience. You're just gonna see wacky shit. I think that's just kind of the thing with HDR too, is that you're always gonna see something new in this game, even if we only have like 30 characters that are viable, right? At the end of balancing, once the game kind of reaches like its end of life, you're still gonna just have a lot to learn, and it's taken Melee 20 years to get to where it is now. PM's meta, to my understanding, is still being developed. People are still, I mean, the game's still getting like, hopefully it's gonna get another patch from what I've heard. There's like a nerf patch incoming, but it's just like an ever evolving thing, and we just, oh, sorry, Z-Man was saying Zoe. Hey, that's me. It's jank, but it's fun. It's just like, that's the curse, you know? If you want to play PM, you gotta play a game with a lot of matchups. If I want to play Tekken 7, and I actually want to play it, I have to either make peace with the fact that that game's going to be a lot to learn, or, you know, I can try something else. If I want to play Vampire Savior, I have to make peace with the fact that the only character I like in that game sucks. Like, I think as a person, as a player, I always have to kind of like recognize what the game is, and then like kind of make that decision.
I enjoy HDR. It's just like
yeah.
if I was the person making it, that's how I would do it.
Yeah, no, and if anything, like from a competitive perspective, it is like nice to have like the thing you explore as opposed to like walking in and just no clue what's gonna happen.
I mean,
I'm like playing devil's advocate and contradicting myself while also
a lot of the reason I
you,
think
so
this
sorry.
way is because in Ultimate, it feels like it depending on who you're playing has control and has more gimmicks. So
okay, I don't know.
So one of my favorite characters is Lucina, who has nothing. You're just playing a very honest game, and then there's so many zoners and weird characters. So I have to know what their character does, but they're playing their own game and their own character.
Yeah.
Which is 100% my frustration with Ultimate. There's so many things you can't do in Ultimate. Most of the game's just neutral.
Okay, so alright, Z-Man. So my vampire savior main is Jeddah. Jeddah's cool as fuck. Not only, so as everyone knows, Vampire Savior is a game composed of like movie monster villains. So Jeddah is like the evil, rich vampire guy with a cool scythe, and then he inflates people to kill them. It's really weird. He's very cool. He's this cool fucking character, and he does no damage, and he doesn't get knockdowns in a game where everyone, like, all the top tiers need to get knockdowns in order to actually kill people. Game 2.0 only had like 20 out of 36 characters, but they were added in as they were done. They forgot onboarding. Yeah, so that's another thing too with the PM, like the PM dev cycle, is that like,
so
it took them...
PM did do it the way I'm talking about it.
Yeah, well, I mean...
They didn't patch it. That's how I would do it. Is exactly